Well, welcome everybody. We've got one of our first interviews for the GSEA today. We've got Bunny Ghatrora with us from ElleboxCo. Hi, Bunny.
Hi Dominic, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
With my little NASA space launch mic.
No, we're good.
Yeah,
And you
you.
can hear me?
I can hear you okay. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Well, let me do a little introduction for people that don't know who we are or why we're doing this interview, and then we'll get into our interview. Okay?
Sounds good.
So my name is Dominic Rubino. I'm with the EO I'm the GSEA chair here for EO Vancouver. And that's a lot of acronyms to drop on somebody who's just started watching a video. So let me define those for you. EO is the Entrepreneurs Organization. We're 12,000 members across the world, about 160 chapters. And we are a diverse group of entrepreneurs who get together for business strategy, learning, personal development, and also community engagement. And under the community engagement banner is where the GSEA falls. And the GSEA is an acronym unto itself that stands for Global Student Entrepreneur of the Year Award. And Bunny, who you see on the screen with you, was the winner of the Vancouver competition. Great job.
Thank you.
It was a tough field that day.
Super exciting and super nerve-wracking, but we made it.
Nerve wracking, yeah, but and you did a great job.
Thank you.
We were very fortunate this year to have a really strong showing, and it was a pretty entertaining night with you guys. I mean, you were the entertainment.
Yeah.
The judges grilled you guys pretty well.
No, it was a good time.
Yeah. So the finals are coming up here. They're actually at a wonderful location in downtown Vancouver at the Hootsuite offices. And those finals for Canada, for all of the country, will be on February 21st. And then the winner of that event will move on to Frankfurt, Germany from, just checking my notes here, from April 27th to 29th.
Super
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you been to Germany before?
I was there for 6 hours for a layover, but I didn't get to leave the airport, so
You know, on this,
different
if you
time.
win this one, you'll be there a lot longer.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
So, thanks for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. People watching this want to know about you as a student, how you're a student and you run your own business, what your business is, and how you got to be here.
Yeah, for
So, let
sure.
me start with where do you go to school and what program are you taking?
I'm a VCIT accounting student, so I'm just in my last semester of my degree now, and I've been there for the last 3.5 years.
Mm. VCIT is a tough school. You guys carry a big course load.
Yeah, so for the first 2 years, we had 8 to 11 classes every semester, and our school days were from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., not including homework time. So that was just just to be in class.
Right.
It was definitely a good experience. I learned a lot about time management and prioritizing, but I'm happy I'm done with that time.
Yeah, you're approaching the end of it.
Yeah.
So, as the time in school has dropped down, is that where you found the time to start a business, or have you always had companies?
Well, during my first year of BCIT, I was baking cakes, which is what I started right after high school.
Wow.
And when I started that, that was my first attempt at having a business. And my sister, my brother, and I, well, me and my sister, and we employed our little brother to bake custom cakes for delivery across the Lower Mainland. So anything from wedding cakes to anniversary cakes, baby shower, bridal shower, birthdays, obviously, and we would be able to customize the cake for whatever somebody wanted. So, like, our favorite cake to make was like a hamburger, and it would look just like a hamburger, and we
Yeah.
would like alcohol bottles and purses and all these different fun things. And then, real quickly, we decided to not continue with cakes. And then in the second year of BCSU was when we started planning and researching and kind of doing all the legwork of Lbox, and we launched during my third year.
Hmm. So, so Lbox wasn't your first company,
No.
and you ran all these companies while you're at BCIT taking a full course load.
Yeah.
It sounds tiring.
It was tiring. I probably didn't get as much sleep as I should have.
Yeah.
But it was okay. I mean, I think one of the benefits of running your own company is you can manage your own time. So if I knew I had exams, I wouldn't take cake orders.
Right.
It's a little bit different now that we've scaled up a little bit with Lbox, and I can't message my customers and say, "Hey, by the way, you're not going to get your box this month, even though you're going to get your period."
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I've definitely had to change that a little bit and have had to manage time management and exams and papers and all these different things. But it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
Exciting. Well, before we get to ElleboxCo, which is a pretty cool company on its own, a really neat idea, serving a great need in the market. Tell me a little bit about the cake company. It sounds like you skipped over something there. You went from me and my sister and my little brother baking cakes in first year, and then you just stopped. Why? Why'd you stop?
Well, it was a really fun hobby, I think. And at the beginning, we really enjoyed it, and it was super fun. We get to choose all these different colors of icing and different things like that. And then eventually it would be the three of us up until 4 a.m. because we broke our first version of our cake.
Oh
Now
no.
we have to make a second version of the cake for a wedding the next day. And we can't call the
Wow.
bride and groom and say, hey, I broke your cake. Just take one from Dairy Queen and it's fine.
Oh
And I remember
wow.
there was one time when it was, we had fired my little brother by this point because we decided he wasn't a good enough dishwasher. And my sister and I were up until 5 a.m. baking the second version of a cake we were building, sorry, the first version of a cake. And we were super excited and it was almost done. And we were just kind of doing the last little tidbits of the icing and the decorations. And we went to go place the second tier on top of the third tier on top of the second tier. And the entire cake toppled over.
Oh,
And we needed to have the cake done by 1 p.m. the next day in order for it to be ready for the reception. And we just looked at each other and we started crying.
oh
And
no.
it was a really tragic time. And then we got back up and we had to rebuild the entire cake because there wasn't any other option.
Right.
And it was that incident and several other like incidences where things just weren't going in our favor and we couldn't always control what was happening in the oven and the cake would break too many times and we just
Oh man.
decided that this wasn't scalable and it was just taking too much of our time and it was making us miserable. Um, so yeah, we quickly shut down shop and now we do it as a hobby. So if you guys ever need a cake, let me know.
Oh, be careful what
But
you be careful what you offer. Yeah. I'm sure your brother's sad. Now there used to be cake in the fridge all the time,
yeah,
and
it
now
was
there's less
probably not
cake.
very good for our arteries,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's fine now.
So, Bunny, it sounds like you had a couple of lessons going on there as an early stage entrepreneur. You were partners with your sister
Yeah,
and you fired your brother.
yeah.
That was a tough conversation, I'm sure. Or was he happy to get
Yeah,
let go?
I think he was happy. I don't really think he wanted the job. He
Yeah.
was kind of forced into it.
Yeah.
And we convinced him that we'd pay him in free rides and free cake. So, I mean, we still ended up giving him free rides, and there's too much cake to go around, so he got to eat it anyway. So I think he definitely got the better end of that deal.
Perfect. And now, so now you have ElleboxCo. So tell us about Ellebox.
Yeah, for sure. So Elbox is a period subscription delivery service. So each month you get your organic feminine hygiene delivered to your doorstep, along with tea, chocolate, and self-care items. And basically, we have two goals. The first is to change the way women experience their periods, and the second is to create safe access to organic feminine hygiene products.
Hmm.
So we launched exactly about a year ago. It was just our happy birthday 2 days ago.
Oh,
Um,
did you guys have a cake? I have to ask. Did you do a cake?
we're gonna do one. We're
Are
gonna
you?
do one. Yeah. And we've been shipping across Canada ever since, and we're just preparing to go into the U.S. now for our official launch.
Good. Good. So this is pretty exciting.
Yeah, definitely exciting times. We're super excited for what's going to come when we do enter the market in the States, and we're just ramping up all of our inventory and things like that to make sure that we're ready.
Great.
And we're actually airing on Dragon's Den on February 1st as
Oh,
well.
that's right. You told me about that. So you're going to be on
Yep,
Dragon's Den February 1st, 2017.
exactly.
I guess you can't give us a spoiler alert here. It's January 24th as of this taping. You can't tell us anything right now?
I can't, unfortunately, no, but
Oh, that's okay. We'll
if
wait.
you guys watch the episode, you'll see what happens. Yeah,
Very good. That's good.
definitely
You hooked
exciting.
us into watching it now. Now, you do have two other partners. Tell us about them as well.
Yeah, so I'm still in business with my sister. The cake one didn't work out, but I think we're doing pretty good at Elbox. And then our friend Jessica Bilmer is our third partner. And the three of us, all three of us were actually in school when we started it, and the two of them have graduated since, and I'm just on the brink of graduating. So
Oh,
it's
great.
definitely been a big learning experience working with your sister and your friend. We've learned a lot about each other. We've learned a lot about how to work with each other, but I don't think there's anybody else I would rather be running my company with.
Good for you. That's excellent. Let me just close this little alarm that came up here. So, you're born and raised here in Vancouver.
Yeah,
Vancouver your
that's
whole
right.
life. You went to
Yeah.
BCIT, which is local as well for people who don't know. You've been over to Europe. Have you traveled at all? Have you seen the world? I mean, what were you doing on a
Yeah.
6 hour layover?
Well, the majority of my family lives in England, so I've gone to England a bunch of times. And actually, funny enough, the weekend of Frankfurt, Germany is my cousin's wedding in England. So my mom, my brother, and my dad will all be in England that same weekend.
Oh, and so you're really hoping to
So
make the finals.
I'm really hoping I can go, yeah, because I want to be able to visit all my family at the same time, even if I have to miss the wedding.
Yeah.
Um, so super excited about that. And this summer, actually, my sister and I took some time off and went traveling across Europe for 6 weeks. And then I obviously have heritage and family and friends in India, so I visited them. Um, and my best friends are from Singapore and Malaysia, so I got to spend some time there a couple years ago as well.
Very
So
international.
yeah, definitely excited to see Germany and everything it has to offer because I know there's a huge history and just so much culture. And so
Well, and
excited to get
imagine
that
if,
opportunity.
yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and if you make it to the finals, you'll be meeting other finalists from countries all around the world as well, all over the place. So your
Definitely.
connections will just go
It's
through the
awesome to
roof.
make friends. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Now, when you and your sister were traveling, was ElleboxCo still running?
Yeah, it was. So, I mean, I think a great thing for us is that we're an online company and we don't have like a brick and mortar store, so we don't need, um, I mean, we don't have overhead in that sense. So
Right.
the customers come in and the boxes get fulfilled and they get shipped out. So it worked pretty well, and that was actually kind of our first test to see how self-running the company can really be. And it was scary. We were on our phones all the time, replying to emails at the hotel rooms, and we were in some hostels, and the Wi-Fi was a little bit dodgy, but we made it work. And I remember there was a time when we needed to send somebody financial statements. So I was in our little hostel, and it was in Greece, and I was borrowing somebody's laptop, and I was like, "Can I please just do these financial statements?" And we had to send them out, and it was there's a time difference and all this going on, but it was definitely a really good experience, and it was nice to know
Wow.
that um, if we do need to travel for a company or not for the company, it's still able to run itself. And Jessica was here, and she was kind of manning reports
Right.
while we were away. So
That's pretty crazy. So you borrowed a laptop to send financials from a youth hostel in Greece for a company operating here.
yes,
I love this new world we
yes,
live in. Isn't it great? Not
it's
ti
so great,
You're
and I
living
think
the 4-hour work week. Timothy Ferris would be so proud.
yeah, not quite yet, but hopefully we're getting there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think it's exciting for us because women everywhere get their periods and everybody needs feminine hygiene products. So if one day we can expand to be a global company, that would be phenomenal.
When one day we expand to be a global company. So, hey,
Exactly.
listen, tell us a little bit more about your customers. Can you share with us a story, a client story, a real story about the need you fulfill with ElleboxCo?
For sure. So recently, we learned a lot about the feminine hygiene industry and that it's actually just run by four major companies. And they're not, because tampons are considered to be medical devices, these companies aren't actually required to disclose the information and the ingredients that are in these products. So we learned that mainstream tampon brands and pads can include wood pulp, dioxins, chemicals, bleach, basically all these things that you don't want in your body. And obviously, your vaginal tissues are the most absorbent of your entire body. Women get their periods for 30 to 40 years of their life, so they're getting reproductive exposure to these chemicals. And when we learned this, it kind of it made us take a step back, and we are like, wait a minute, why why are women forced to use these products? Because that's the only thing that's available in big box stores, which is why we only ship out organic feminine hygiene that is made out of 100% cotton. So we have some customers in rural Newfoundland, Northern Ontario, Northern Alberta, and even the Northwest and Northwest Territories and Nunavut. And the biggest piece of feedback that we get is that our products are affordable and they're good for you. So for $10 a month, you can order your necessities box of enough pads and tampons to last you your entire cycle plus more. And it's products that you can't just go into your local big box retailer where you buy your groceries from and purchase. And I think one of our customers is from Newfoundland, and she lives in a town of 1,200 people, and her nearest grocery store is 20 minutes away. And I mean, East Coast Canadian winters. If any of you are from Newfoundland, I've never been there, but I can imagine that they're extremely fierce. And I've heard they have windstorms and ice storms, and it's not always easy to leave your house. Um, and if you need pads and tampons, you need them right away. There is no like, oh, I'll just go get them in a couple hours.
Yeah.
And for her, she was able to order Ellebox and have a responsible and reliable delivery service that brings her products that she can't buy in her town. Like, there's nowhere in Newfoundland that sells organic pads and tampons, and if she wants to use them, her only option is Ellebox. And when we heard this story and other like customers, it really made us take a moment and realize that, I mean, the system in general isn't very fair to women, and so we want to do what we can to ensure that women have safe and reliable access to the organic feminine hygiene that they want to use and that they should be using.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
Y-
exciting. It's nice to hear customer stories and to see that what we're doing is actually making an impact on their lives.
Yeah, making a difference. That is good. A feel-good business that works is recurring revenue, and you can be in Greece on a borrowed laptop running it from a youth hostel. That sounds pretty good.
Something like that. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun time.
So you're about to graduate, and you're going to wind all this down. What do you have to do now while you're running the business, while you're taking the competition, while you're on stage talking to all of us, doing your pitch? What are you still doing at school right now? How much course load are you?
Um, I'm taking three classes right now, so I'm in school about 8 hours a week, plus doing homework probably for like about another 8 hours or so. So the courses are still pretty heavy, but I really want to finish. It's just something that I want to do. So I'm excited to finish, and I'm excited to be able to focus 100% of my efforts on Lbox. come April. But I think until then, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing and managing my time. I was working a part-time job until now, but I think I'm going to quit at the end of this month just because things are ramping up a little bit and I'm running out of time. And I
Right.
would like to be able to sleep a little more. But I think it's
Sleep is
definitely been a
good.
good experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge.
Wow. Well,
And I
I'm
mean, all these are good problems to be able to be able to run my company and to be able to also finish my degree at the same time is definitely a blessing, and I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity. So,
yeah, I was going to say the problems of abundance are good problems to have, aren't they?
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a great job of balancing all that. So, congratulations. I can't wait to see you on stage up against the rest of the Canadian finalists. We've got another great panel. I know you guys have already started emailing back and forth amongst each other from all the finalists that are
Yeah.
coming in. And again, that competition is going to happen here on February 21st at the Hootsuite offices, which is a pretty cool location. I think you're at Hootsuite right now.
I am at Hootsuite. Yeah, we're part of the Next Big Thing Accelerator, so
Oh,
nice, close
good.
to home.
Just to add it onto your plate. Your resume is going to be a scroll by the time you're done. Yeah, or your CV. Well, Bunny,
Hopefully,
thank you so much for joining us. Please say hi to Taryn and Jessica.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Say hi to them for us. We're looking forward to seeing all of you down here for the big competition and having you on stage, pitching your business, and having all of us learn even more about ElleboxCo and how you guys are changing the world as student entrepreneurs.
Thank you. We're super excited, and thank you for your time. Excited to see
Absolutely.
you on February 20th.